Hello, Steve White, Check Way 89 for Steve Arts 89. Well, I just watched episode 9 of Prodigy, A Moral Star. Now, I like the episode. I do like the series. It doesn't really feel like a Star Trek show. It's a bunch of aliens, alien teenagers. They just happen to be on a Starfleet ship. So, I mean, it's like Star Trek related, Star Trek adjacent. Not really Star Trek, but it's still not a bad show. It's well produced, it's well written. The characters are likeable, they're mostly believable. Unlike Discovery and Picard, which I had real issues with. I do actually kind of enjoy the show. It just doesn't feel like Star Trek, really. Now, this episode, it starts off with they're playing around with the remains of the diviner that had beamed in before, and the head falls off and plays a message where they're basically asking them to bring back the Protostar, and if they do, they will give them, basically, they will release the miners, the children, and otherwise they're going to start killing them, basically. So they have to think, what are we going to do? Apparently they've only got enough energy for one proto jump, so if they go back to Starfleet, because they've only been given a day to do this, will Starfleet be able to get there and help them in time? But if they try and handle it themselves, will they be able to? Will they be double-crossed? What do they do? So they decide to do the rescue mission, and they decide to Starfleet up on some level where they all come out in these uniforms. Now, I thought they were cadet uniforms, but then Janeway changes into one as well, and I'm like, is this the new Starfleet uniform in Prodigy? Is this... it didn't really make a lot of sense, but they looked okay, but I'm just like, why aren't they wearing the same uniforms as they are in Picard or whatever? But okay. So there's little things like that are like, what? But they go in, they land, they basically... I mean, they show a little montage of them getting ready and everything, but basically they land, they come out, and of course, Gwen's father basically says, my Prodigy must come with me as well. And they say no, of course, but she says, look, I stood by and did nothing when they kidnapped you and used you all, so this is my way of making it right. So she left, and they got on the ship, and they left with it. And when, of course, they're up on the ship, Janeway says, you're not fit for this, the captain's chair. He basically gets rid of her program and brings back a kind of like a goth zombie Janeway. And then he gives the order to destroy the power generators of the Red 12, which is like the base asteroid mining thing they're living on. And yeah, they knock out the generator, and he's like, I promised them, the Red 12, I didn't promise them their lives. So of course he betrayed them, and it's not a surprise. And Gwen's trying to work with him. They lose gravity and everything, so the kids are down on the planet floating around trying to stay together. And eventually they try to make their proto jump, and they discover that, oh dear, the Protostar, the matter, is gone. It's just empty. Where is it? It's inside Murph, who's inside a fake Zero, and Zero had beamed down separately. So Zero's there, Murph's there, basically holding, because he's indestructible apparently, he can hold this giant energy thing, this, I don't know what it is, like Matrix. And yeah, they are basically going to rescue the kids and not give them the ship, but they gave them the ship, but they didn't give them the Protostar. So I'm not exactly sure what their long-term plan is, like what's to stop them coming back. I mean, they're on a space station with no gravity. They've got a lot... I'm not sure what's going to happen in the last episode, but it was okay. I'm kind of tired of Janeway getting turned on and off, but I mean, that's the nature of being a holographic program. The uniforms didn't make a lot of sense. Like I said, at first I thought they were cadet uniforms, but then she started wearing them. Like, is she doing that in consolidation with them, or is that what the new uniforms look like? So, we have another uniform, so Picard has different uniforms from... I don't know. But either way, it was a fairly tight episode. There wasn't really any surprise of what they were going to do, but I really wish they would make this show more like Star Trek, where they are actually having individual adventures and, boldly going, rather than just this cat and mouse game with Gwen's father, basically. Because in the background, that's fine to have that as an overall arc, and you sort of deal with at the start of the season, end of the season sort of thing, kind of like The Fugitive, although I think they dealt with that every episode, but it wasn't the centre of everything. You got to have separate stories. So I really, it'd be nice if they resolved this issue and then were able to just go out and be Starfleet people, basically, and do what Star Trek does, explore strange new worlds, look at, inside of the characters, inside of ourselves, through space exploration and so forth, rather than just bad guy chasing us, enemy, we've got to run away from the enemy. It's like, that's not interesting. It doesn't interest me. I'm like, okay, we've got a bad guy, we beat the bad guy, we win. Like, it's very basic. It's not intellectual, it's not inspiring, it's not going to make me think about anything. It's like there's no moral interest. It's just Wrath of Khan. Bad guy beat the bad guy. Goodies, baddies. It's Star Trek was more than that. So that's why I feel like the show doesn't feel like Star Trek. It has its moments. It looks beautiful. The characters are good. The stories are good, but it's just trying to be Star Wars. So that's my review for this week. We've got one more episode. Like I said, I'm hoping they resolve the issue with Gwen and they're actually able to do more standalone episodes in the second season, or have some element of a mission or something that they're doing, or trying to learn how to be Starfleet, or something more than just running away from, the bad guy. Because it's just too basic and not Star Trek. And I've said that already. So I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Thanks. Bye.